Okay, beautiful people, I'm back. Mama T fucked up because she was trying to be perfectionist and trying to fix things while I'm reading to you, and I must stop doing that. It takes up too much time, and it's crazy, and it's overcompensating, and it's ridiculous, and we got cut off. I do apologise, but I'm back in the room, and you're back in the room with me if you're choosing to watch part 2 of this video. Memories, 3rd of May 2024, and it's currently 10:49 a.m. and here we are again, strutting my stuff because why not? What else am I going to do with my day? And excuse me, we were up to 3rd of May 2023, and I just started reading about my Boulder Opal project. So here we go. I went through the grits from 1200 to 8000 polishing paper, this time dry. I don't notice any discernible difference, but I feel like I have done it thoroughly now, smiley face. And I actually still wasn't happy with it, so I went and ordered diamond polishing paste and watched yet another video on how to kind of do things, and I was able to bring it up to a nice good shine using the method of using like rubber discs with all the varying grits on my Dremel, and then finishing off with diamond polishing paste was the key. So I was kind of happy with this, but then not fully satisfied. So so like in everything in life, I just persevered and persevered and persevered until I was satisfied with how it looked, and I wear it in good health now. Might even wear it tonight actually, since it's come up in my memories. And oh wow, that's if I go out. Here's the back of it. I'd actually like to buy more Boulder Opal pieces and make more jewellery. I really enjoyed making that. It was a piece of opal rock that I had bought 30 years ago. Actually, I remember at the time when I bought it was with my mother, and she asked me why I wanted it, and I said it was none of her business and it was my money and I'll spend it as I choose. Am I right? She was always trying to put me down, even as a married adult woman. And I bought 3. I'll show you. I bought 3 pieces. One is a pendant, yeah, and back in the day, I think I paid $50 for the 3. It wasn't very much. I got it wholesale prices too. But look how pretty they are. Now, if I had the right machine, because I don't have lapidary to do the right machinery for lapidary work, but I could slice that into various different pieces and polish it up, and I might get some interesting, effects for jewellery from it. Probably could slice it lengthways. Anyway, I don't have the equipment, and I kind of like it as it is. The only reason I ground down that piece was it was a smaller piece, about that big. And here's the other one. It's a bit out of focus, isn't it, when we try to go closer? Try and trick the camera to, but anyway, you kind of And I've actually put varnish on it. I kind of cheated with these because they should be polished. But I have the technology. I have the ability to polish up the fronts now again. But I just varnish them just because they just sit around in my crystal collection. If I wanted to, I could polish both all sides and properly and have them all shiny. But it's a shit ton of work, as I did on that project. But yes, anyway. Maybe I could take them to a lapidary club and get them to slice them up for me. But of course it's a risk when you slice them up whether you actually lose a large part of the opal. So you're taking a bit of a gamble. And anyway, it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? So, let me just scroll down. Here's the front view of that opal. And why I actually chose it initially is that the blue of the opal actually looks like a fairy sort of dancing, doing a little dance or standing there. And in my imagination. So it's kind of sweet. 3rd of May 2022. I've been seeing angel number sequences all day. 111, 333 and just now 444. What does it mean? Oops, we're falling over, that's what it means. Here we go. I suspect a movement in the force. I barely slept last night, and during the day I was so fatigued that I had to have an afternoon nap as well. I got out of bed, walked the dog and the bird very slowly, feeling rather fragile. But I guess I've been feeling that way for years. So what is one more day? It was a lovely day today, a beautiful light in the garden and a comforting autumnal cool. Not too hot, not too cold. Now looking forward to a nice dinner. Watching History of a Lost Earth re-upload by Awa on YouTube. Thought-provoking. I don't agree with his flat earth ideas, but his thought processes are nevertheless fascinating. And now 11:11 p.m. Make a wish. It's funny how I have days where I'm constantly sent synchronicities with, time sequences all day long sometimes. And yet sometimes nothing really happens of a particularly spiritual nature. But I guess being spiritual, you think nothing's happening, but who knows? I might have been receiving downloads, or I might have been receiving, energy from other people and not conscious of it. Like I was just sensing into just as I was reading to you actually. It's kind of weird. Trying to work out what's going on, people. Trying to work out what is actually going on. 3rd of May 2021. And it was a post by my friend Sally Castle. Just love this gorgeous bracelet made for me by Tanya Aarons. You're so talented, Tanya. And I was very happy that she loved it, because I was very worried that it might not, it might not be something she likes. So I'm so happy that she loved it, and wanted to give her something particularly nice that I had made, because she's been so wonderful to me over many years. To you, my Sally. So, yes. Here I posted a meme that says, to the people who say you should respect your family, you should not assume that everyone has been treated well by their family of origin. Respect is earned. I don't owe anyone respect. I don't owe the family of origin anything. And this is very true. And I wrote, breathes, with lots of exclamation marks. Well, anyway, I don't have anyone from my family of origin, my original progenitors left to bother me, except from the spirit world. Occasionally they try, and I don't have contact with my half-sister anymore and her family, so I'm free of them all. Isn't that wonderful? Here I posted another meme. Do you ever cook something in the microwave, but it's still really cold in the middle, and you just keep eating it instead of heating it longer, because life is pointless and entropy is unavoidable, and the universe is filled with callous and casual destruction? Yes. Like my still cold tea that I put in the microwave and obviously forgot to press the on button. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was so funny because, yeah, living that dream, babies. Living that dream. For a long time I've been living that dream. Now, this is a comment from that experience I spoke about in my first video about my Maori chieftain cousins, great-grandparents who were chieftains, who communicated with me back in 2020. So I wrote here, frantically mopping the floors, I hear the Māori word horowhenua. I tell the spirit I am busy and to stop chatting to me unless I have opened up at a relaxed and appointed time. It's inappropriate. I mean, boundaries. But out of curiosity, I stop mopping to Google the word, which means vegetables. Say what? But it can also mean landslide or earthquake. So in 2021, we were in 2021, weren't we? Let me just double check. Yes, we were. I wrote, this was very cool. My first authentic mediumship with my cousin's Māori grandmother. It happened so unexpectedly and randomly that it kind of freaked me out a bit, especially as I was busy that day, cleaning, of all things. Her spirit visited me on and off for a week, also her chief husband. It was a huge honour. They called me Wahine Toa, which means powerful woman. I have no idea what they truly meant by it, but as I only half-jokingly call myself a warrior goddess after surviving my entire life and abuses, just barely, I think they were referencing that. I fell out with my cousin over some weird neo-Nazi books she was reading. I love her dearly, but I can't support fascism or neo-fascism. We've sort of made it up since then, but we're not in contact very often. But I kind of got over it because she was learning, she's reading. Knowledge is power. I just got frightened and alarmed that she was espousing some very anti-Semitic and dangerous ideas. And I can't support that ideology given my background of being Jewish. I guess her whānau in heaven won't ever communicate with me again. It was so startling as I had never heard spirit so clearly before in my entire life, which is not actually technically true. I started hearing spirits back in my back around about 2000 actually, so I was 35, but that was partially brought on by very intense trauma. I was under constant threat in those days, and I'd gone to the Brisbane Spiritualist Church in Boundary Road or Main Street in Spring Hill. I think it's Main Street. And I started opening up because I was attending a development circle, which I thought would be very good for me actually, given how traumatised I was and my life experience at that concurrent time. But I started hearing spirit, and one yelled at me, woke me up one morning, yelling at me to get up and go to temple, which was odd. But I said, don't be silly, I'm very, very tired. And it's Saturday morning, and I was indeed extremely tired. And I curled up, I rolled over and curled up and went to go back to sleep, disobeying the voice, because I'm defiant of even the spirit world. I obey no one but God, but even God I might argue with occasionally. Just kind of ironic that I have a symbol of Moses' encounter with God on my arm, the burning bush. Moses was the only prophet to defy God, and well, that didn't go so good for him at the end, did it? Being denied entry into Canaan after all his struggles, getting the children of Israel through the wilderness for 40 years, finally gets to the Holy Land. He can see it right across the hill, the mountain where they were standing, the land of milk and honey, and he ups and dies. But anyway, so I'm rolling over to go back to sleep, and the voice yells at me again, get up now and go to shul. Like really loud, really booming loud. Well, I got such a fright because I had at that point in time had never experienced anything like that before. So I got up and I said to my kids, must have been their weekend home with me, I said, get up kids, we've got to go. Oh, where we going? We're going to shul. Oh, why now, mummy? We're tired. I said, I'm tired too, but I'm on direct orders, we've got to go. So we did. And nothing really, there was no reason to be in that temple on that particular Saturday morning. There was no astounding message from the Bema and the Haftarah or the Torah message. It was nothing that made sense that some holy or high entity demanded I be praying that day in temple. I was quite astonished. I was like, I could have stayed in bed. I really could have stayed in bed. But one doesn't know, maybe I was being saved by being made to be out of the house that morning. Might have been something that I didn't know about. Anyway, it was a bit odd. But I got such a fright about hearing loud voices booming in my head and giving me direct orders. She who dislikes being ordered around by authority figures, or most people actually, all humans. But anyway, I shut down. I shut everything down, and I stopped going to the development circle, and I shut down my mediumship abilities, and I completely shut it down for many, many years. And it only kind of started to open up with the kind of really after the suicide attempt in 2015. Or it might have started opening up a little bit before that, but it really didn't fully open up until after the last near death in 2019, 25th of June. So yeah, from 2000 to 2019 before I opened up to the spirit world again and started hearing them again. It's kind of a bit bizarre, but there's a reason for everything, people. So here we are. Which reminds me, I need to make offerings in my sacred space garden again. Indeed I do. I think they opened me up. And while it was a bit startling, it was also a really lovely experience. That spirit also offered to protect me, as she was the daughter and wife of a chief. This, I'm laughing because my neighbour goes past. He's at home. He stays at home while his wife works. She's got a very, very prominent job. So he just rides around the road sometimes on this electric kind of, I don't know what you call it, like a skateboard thing. And I'm kind of chuckling at that. Anyway, where was I? That spirit also offered to protect me, as she was the daughter and wife of a chief. That was my cousin's great-grandmother, Te Hui Hui Nā, I think was her name. This little hobbit, oh, I just got chills go all through my spine when I said her name. Oh, that's lovely. This little hobbit's Jew-ishi Viking Pakeha warrior goddess. I am still amazed by that level of love and recognition from the spirit world. That thing looks so much fun, but if I tried to ride on something like that, I'd fall off and break my bloody neck. Literally break my neck or leg or arm or something. But it's just, men really delight me, you know, when they're in their childlike, little boyish inner child phase, when they're just like big fucking kids sometimes. Well, I'm a big kid too. I'm a big kid when I'm doing my wild dance. I've been doing it since I was a very small girl on the beach, tribal moshing like that. Didn't even know what moshing was when I was 5 or 6. Don't think anyone had really given it a name yet. But anyway, he's a lovely man, my neighbour, and, you know, let him be happy. And if he wants to run around on an electronic scooter being a boy, how does it impact on anyone's day, am I right? 3rd of May 2021. A strange visitor in the bathroom this morning. Oh gosh, you have to laugh. It's I'm sitting on the commode on the loo, and Socks decided to come and visit me and have a chat with me while I'm literally on the bog. Which reminds me, I've lost my amber anklet. I'll have to buy some more and make myself another one. I kind of miss it. It was very grounding having that amber on my ankle. I had it there for like 3 or 4 years, non-stop, never took it off, and eventually it was broken and fallen off. Damn it. Anyway. Third of May 2020. Oh, I read that to you about, yeah, I already read that. But anyway, I continue on about hora whenua can also mean landslide or earthquake. And I continue on saying, now vacuuming the lounge, she says, Hauraki Tamariki. Hauraki is the Hauraki Gulf, which is on the west. Is it the west or the east coast of north of the North Island? think it's the East Coast, I'm not sure. And tamariki means grandchildren. And then I replied to someone, nah, Spirit often talks to me when I'm working like naughty children. When I'm really focused on something, they'll start twittering in my ear, and it's very distracting sometimes. I have to tell them to go away. Maybe they can only get through to me when my mind is busy. I just made a gluten-free chocolate brownie for Jared. I still have an orange poppy seed cake to make. I'm frantically cleaning house, so when he visits tomorrow, I don't have to feel shamed of my slovenly self. Yeah, so I was right. I was cleaning for the impending visit of my friend Jared. Here I wrote in Māori, kopi tatau. Don't know what that means. She gives one word at a time, but very emphatically. So I did write notes down. They'll be in, I don't know where all the notes have gone. They should have crossed over to here. So it looks like I didn't transcribe it across, or they've been deleted by algorithms. Fuck you, algorithms. Probably they've been deleted because I'm pretty assiduous about making sure I copy everything across, because I'm stubborn like that. Anyway, 3rd of May 2018, busy day. I made beeswax wraps, which was rather labour intensive, more labour intensive than I bargained for. Now I understand why they charge so much for them in the health shops. So they're very expensive, but they are a great deal of work. Then I bathed Beauregard, then took both him and Charlie for a quick walk in the forest. Now feeling utterly exhausted, so need to rest before I contemplate going to buy something to cook for dinner. Here's a photo of my beeswax wraps I made. I actually gave some to Jared. And yeah, I decided that I'd be all environmentally friendly, but to be honest, I still don't use them all that often. Occasionally, but not really as often as I had intended them to be used. So yeah, Mama T. But look, hey, I gave it a try and I experienced it, and I still have them, so all is not lost. 3rd of May 2016. I posted an article by davidwolf.com. If you're stuck in a sinking car, you must do this to survive. And apparently our automatic windows don't wind down. Like, my advice from my mother is out of date, but I did post this. My mother always told me to wind down the window immediately your car hits the water. But that was back in the old days when we only had manual winders on windows. As the pressure from the outside water stops you from being able to get out through the windows once submerged, I might invest in a tool for breaking windows, which I still haven't done, by the way. Kind of is a practical thing to keep in your car, just in case you ever land in a body of water, you know. Drowning inside a car would be a fucking horrific way to go. I have a slight phobia of dying in a sinking car. I really do. So the idea is that, you know, you can wind your window, even if it's only a little bit down before you hit the water, you have a chance of surviving. But that's like a split second. You've got to think about that in the moment of panic. And with modern cars, once you hit the water, the electronics don't work. You can't get the window down. So you need this tool to just help crack them and break them. But anyway, I still haven't acted on that thought because I figure, what's the odds? But yes, it's not such a silly idea to be prepared like a Girl Scout though, or a Boy Scout. Wrong way around. 5:34 p.m, utterly exhausted. Slept until now after waking up at almost 3 p.m, feeling crap, had breakfast, took my meds, then went back to bed and passed out. Now I have a crazy dog who needs exercise and a long night ahead of me. I think I will just keep resting. I am still feeling quite content in spite of my exhaustion. Jared and Harvey, where did that go? Dear Goddess. Jared and Harvey visited yesterday. We had a lovely time watching Dead Files at night. We always like watching ghost shows, paranormal shows, and things about ghosts and spirits, and it's our passion and interest. In the Arvo, he made a homemade filtration system for my pump as we lacked the cinder blocks I needed to level and support the bathtub for the new aquaponics drain, so that needs to be completed next week. I will try to get hold of 3 cinder blocks for free on Gumtree. I have no money and am behind on the AGL bills, who are hounding me even though I made a payment. Oh, they're really venal. They really are. But anyway, so my advance in the middle of May will go to paying them off and paying off another debt, then hopefully pay for a car service. What year was that? Must have been really bloody struggling to even talk about that out loud. 2016. Wow, I seem to be travelling slightly better these days, which is good. Here I posted a meme. It was a invitation to a Jewish wedding, so it's kind of a Jewish joke, and I'll show it to you, but I'll try and read it out to you as well. It just tickled my sense of humour. It was posted by my friend Esther Cohen, who is Lubavitch and lives in Belgium, but she saw the funny side of it too. Human nature is human nature, no matter how religious or irreligious you are. So here we have, it was an invitation to a wedding, and here were all the options. Will gladly attend. Will attend only because my spouse is making me go. Will attend because there's no more football games to watch. Will attend because the food's got to be better than what I get at home. Will not attend because I'm lame. Will not attend because I have no clue who you are or how you got my address. Leave me alone. That sounds like something I would say. Will not attend, but I'm enclosing a cheque for $5,000. Wow, can I be your friend when I get married? Not that I'm planning on getting married, people, but still thinking about it. I'll bring a sandwich and a folding chair if I can't decide by March 18th. Oh, that's hilarious. Special requests. Would like to sit as far away from my spouse, $400. Would like to sit as far away from the rabbi, $300. I don't know why everyone fears rabbis. I'm very fond of rabbis. They've always been very kind to me, even though I'm part heathen. It's an anomaly, people. Would like to sit with the bride and groom, $10,000. Would like to sit near the kitchen and be served first, $2,000. That sounds like me. Would like a bracha under the chuppah. A bracha is a blessing, and the chuppah is the marriage canopy that they put up over the bride and groom's head. $5,000 for that honour. Would like to sing an original song under the chuppah, $15,000. Would like to be an usher or bridesmaid, $2,500. Would like the kosher meal, $180. Would like... One would think at a Jewish wedding that all the meals would be kosher, right? This is why it's funny. Would like to cover all the expenses of the wedding, $50,000 with an asterisk beside it. Asterisk. Choosing this request entitles you to all of the following benefits, including the following upgrades. Having your spouse sit in a different hall in a different city. High five on that one. 2 brachas under the chuppah. A 4x6 framed glossy photo of you with the bride and groom. Glut kosher meal and unlimited desserts. That's worth $50,000. A CD recording of you singing under the chuppah and permission to come dressed any way you please, such as in a t-shirt, shorts and flip-flops, and leave early. That would be what would happen if you invited my ex-boyfriend. I use that term loosely. Well, we were together for 5 years, so he was a boyfriend. Courtney. He turned up to my mother's funeral in a Hawaiian shirt. I was just like, are you fucking serious, Courtney? He went, yes, I am. And I looked at him and I thought, why am I even with this misfit? But then I thought about it and I thought, you know what? It's probably the perfect way to mourn my mother, who was such a snob and an elitist, that it was a kind of a perfect fuck you to Gisela, so I let it pass. Anyway, in the end, she passed, he passed, here I am all these years later, happy and delighted and going dancing tonight, maybe. Anyway, my commentary on this was quite delightful. My girls will probably get married in a registry office and pay every family member to stay away. I hope they get married soon. I need money now to pay my energy bill, rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off. And no, here we are all these years later and my girls are still not married and no grandchildren. Apparently Jasmine's got a lovely partner though, so high five Jasmine on that. Having a man. Ooh, being stable and having a truly loving partner. You're the only successful one out of the 3 Aaron's women. Success is always open to interpretation. Anyway, as long as she's happy, I'm happy that she's happy and we don't have contact anyway, so it is what it is. 3rd of May 2015, 6:05 p.m. Woke up at 5 p.m. Right. I'm sitting outside my front door on the portico, drinking tea, catching the last rays of the sun, chatting to Jared when the man in my street went past with his golden retriever, off leash again. I said loudly, "Oh, there is that man with his dog off leash again, sick of it." He heard me, turned around, gave me the middle finger, said his dog is under control. I said, "No, it is not. It is 8 meters behind you, and it's an offence to run dogs off leash on the streets." So he hurled more abuse at me, so I called him a cunt and I would report him to council. So I did, and I hate to be that person. I don't like reporting people to councils, but I had chickens free-ranging in my yard, and I didn't want some asshole's dog jumping the fence and killing my chickens. Like, have a bit of bloody respect anyway. Is it that hard to put a leash on your dog? I always kept my dog on his leash when we went walking. Apart from the fact that it's kind of the law, it's just like what you do, you know? Like, just have a bit of bloody respect for other people's safety and their pets. Anyway, $225 fine, $225 fine coming his way. If he'd been nice about it, I would have just let it go. But be a prick and watch you burn. I'm sick of men in my neighbourhood thinking they can bully me. A big dog like that could easily jump the fence and kill my chickens, or worse, tear the face off a small child playing in their yard. That dog is not under control. A well-trained dog stays at heel at all times, even off-leash. Which, of course, my dog was not well-trained, which is why I always kept him on a leash. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs. It's the bastard bully owners I take issue with. 2 years ago, I had to report the arrogant son of a bitch in my street with the huge Alsatian that he also walked off-leash. That dog actually ran to attack me when I got out of the car on one occasion, and on another, when Miss Bella was still alive, I had to drop tackle her and shield her to protect her as his dog went for her. He was an asshole, that man. He was a complete asshole too. That guy has since moved away. Keeping a large dog in a small area is cruel anyway. Anyway, good evening. How was your day? Mine is just beginning. I dreamt all afternoon of spitting my teeth out into my hand, a portent of struggles with money, and also of fish ponds that had drained out and the fish were dying, which is also a very bad omen. So I was extremely distressed in the dream. I know I need to buy pumps and filters as it stresses me when the ponds are green, and interestingly, my money flows easier when the ponds are clear. Emotionally, I've been more intuitive of late. It's been a rough year, but 2 weeks ago, I found myself nurturing my more magical, witchy aspect of my personality, getting in touch with my emotions and intuition and feeling more powerful, spiritually speaking. So Julie, you are bang on, smiley face. Yes, Julie, I have been very fragile for a long time now, but I'm trying hard to detach from the guy I am in love with, as it is unrequited and getting too painful for me. So lots of emotional stuff surfacing, and I have been drowning or been draining for months now. The child sexual abuse stuff left me very raw and in a great deal of pain. I was often advocating in those days on the subject of child sexual abuse, and it was very, very exhausting and draining on my nervous system. My friend Jared posted a meme which I thought was delightful. Tact is for people who aren't witty enough to be sarcastic. "3:43 a.m. Home, sore, happy, had a shower. I had a great night dancing to the hard rock songs. Empire played later in the night. Awesome." 3rd of May 2014. Need money now. I'm tempted by the Pomeranian group. That was a fucking hell loop track too, but never mind. Such beautiful puppies, but expensive as they are pedigrees. I find it a tad humorous that the only time I want money is when I need to acquire a pet or pay for vet bills. Otherwise, money means nothing much to me. I'm going to manifest that dog until it is yipping in my garden, being the new world leader. Damn it. By the way, I miss Miss Bella Rosa and Zulu. They were both one of a kind awesomeness. Bella Rosa was my Pomeranian and Zulu was my beautiful black Persian looking, he was a moggy but he had a lot of Persian in him, cat, and they both died of tick bites, which was horrific. Miss Penny has been smooching me in bed this arvo, all warm and snuggly. Happiness is unconditional love from animals. Smiley face. And I did eventually buy a Pomeranian puppy from the group owner, and it was pretty much a fucking scam. I'm pretty sure the dog had been doped, and I ended up giving it back to her, and she refunded my money and then slandered me in all the dog owner groups because she's a piece of shit. It was awful. It was really awful. But anyway, I went straight out under Jared's advice. He wanted me to have a puppy, and we went out and we bought Beauregard 3 days later, and then he was in my life until last year when he passed away, and I miss him greatly and don't think I'll ever get another dog now. I've just been too traumatised over the years. It's just been awful. But I love Bo. I loved Bo. I loved all my dogs and cats and my birds. Must go and spend some time with Charlie when I finish this video. Sit out in the garden with her. Here I posted a article. Will this woman notice her homeless family? Watch with tissue. So it was a video, not an article. But anyway, my response was awesome, so true. We marginalise so we can forget those who aren't living up to our standards and expectations, not knowing that in a throwaway consumerist society devoid of soul, that you can't and should not ever throw away other people, no matter what their circumstances. Love is the law, the fabric of the universe. Without it, we all unravel. And the ageism in the music scene needs to stop too, by the way. I'm not going to float away in a Logan's Run type scenario, and you're not going to fucking get away with Medazzling me, by the way. If you do, there will be retribution. I will haunt you to your dying days. And yes, I have that much confidence in my power. Still very, very upset and angry what was done to my friend Elsa. Very upset. 3rd of May 2011. A good day. I put a lovely antique sterling silver card case on lay-by. I bought a rose ring to hold up my weeping rose, woohoo, which I just cut down and transmuted it into a kind of a trellis for my jasmine, because my last weeping rose died and I noticed the rose ring was quite rusted through. So here we are, 13 years later. Anyway, it was an expensive thing when I bought it too. I've also booked a man to come and install a TV aerial on the weekend. Imagine it. I'll be able to get all the TV channels like everyone else in the 21st century. Progress. Yeah, kind of have to laugh. Here I wrote, I love all my friends, each and every last one of you. Moi. And my friend Karen Reviews wrote back, I shall be the first to say the feeling is mutual. Lovely, lovely Tanya. And my friend Sylvia Shine wrote, Tanya, 'cause you do, and who loves you, baby? We do. Kiss, 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 kiss. And Nanny Dubs, who was Tanya, who we delivered our babies, our first children, together at the maternity ward, right back at you. And thus concludes today's readings of Even Date. It's been lovely chatting to you about my memories, sharing my segues and my musings, and the beautiful messages from Spirit. It's kind of interesting that I was gifted a message of today's date, exactly 4 years after I received messages from my Maori cousins, chieftain ancestors. So the 3rd of May, oh well, it's Samhain time it must be, as I said, the veil being thin, and I'm able to pick up their messages more easily than at other times. Probably should do a trance drumming later and see what comes through, because I'm feeling very clear and very lot of clarity, and I'm feeling very, I guess powerful is the word. I'm feeling very peaceful and kind of good. Like I'm a bit tired now after doing my, presenting my vlog to you, but I just feel like something really potent is stirring inside my soul, and that I'll be presented with more potent, beautiful, loving messages. And it's a nice feeling, even if it doesn't actually manifest. It's a gorgeous feeling. So on that note, God and Goddess bless you all, and much happiness and peace and big agape love from my house to yours, my whānau to your whānau. And as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay true like glue to your truly beloved ones who love you deeply and truly. And hold your line, and never ever let the bastards grind you down. Mama T has spoken. Bye for now from Sacred Space, Titania's realm.